Welcome to Tiny Tuesday with itty bitty living spaces. I am Vol for Life.
Hold on. I need to change my audio settings so that it will go through the right settings.
Hang on, everyone.
I'm very sorry.
Stream Elements, VOL4LIFE8657 is now live. Streaming grounded.
That's
Oh
coming
no.
along nicely.
We've all become little specks. It's time to be grounded.
And here I am, I'm all quiet. That's better.
There we go.
What fell on the floor?
Whoa, dang, babe. You just hit the mic.
I did?
Did you change something earlier?
No, I just scooted forward. So I was all leaning back against the back of the couch, and that clearly does not work when you're streaming at a distance. Anyways, I am Vol for Life 8657.
And I'm Coziest Koala 306. And this is Tiny Tuesday.
Yes, Tiny Tuesday indeed.
We're going to be taking a look at the game from Microsoft Studios called Grounded. There's a lot going right with it, and a few things that could use some work.
Some grounding?
I
I want to first talk about what is good, and I want to start with the menu narration. And I just want to say that for what it is worth in this particular game, I am very impressed with it. All of the front-end menus, the options menu, the multiplayer. We haven't tested multiplayer, but I'm assuming that it will read as well. But all of the menus and there's the menus will read, and there's even an option to get a description of an item. So, for example, when you're in the options menu, if you don't know what something is, you press in on the right stick, and the menu narration or read to me will read you the option that is the description that is available.
also, oh, go ahead.
That's something that is not seen on a lot of titles, and I want to give a nod to Xbox Studios for adding that little detail.
It also allows you, when you first come onto the game, it will detect that you have a screen reader, that you have narrator running, and will ask if you want to visit accessibility settings. The voice that you start off with is really slow and really...
Small?
No, it's annoying. That voice was Sierra that I added, or that I was using. But you can go through different options. Shall we take a look at the different menus?
Yeah, let's take a look. Let's go into the accessibility menu and show
Options.
them what's in there.
Left bumper for previous page. Accessibility. 6 of 6. Right bumper for next page. Large text. Toggle. On. A4 toggle.
So if y'all did
1 of
hear,
16.
she hits Y
Read
get
to me.
that.
Subtitles. Reticle. Chat. Left trigger for factory defaults. Right stick button to hear more. Wide interaction. Large. When this is enabled, some UI screens will use larger text size for better readability. Wide interaction. Toggle. When this is enabled, you can interact with nearby objects even when not looking directly at them.
And that's a huge feature, by the way.
It's kind of fuzzy because it's on, but I've had some difficulty because I have to point my cursor at things, so it's not doing exactly what it's supposed to. I don't think. Because I still have to point my cursor. Now, maybe if I was in first-person view, it would be different. We'd have to test with that.
Yep.
Arachnophobia safe mode. Slider. The higher the setting, the lower the spidery look of spiders. Gameplay and difficulty remain unchanged.
Now, just for the record, this does not get rid of the spiders, but it does make them look less spidery for those people who are afraid of those little things.
Well, and considering that you're so small that they're huge compared to you,
Yeah,
they're like
are-
Acromantula size to you.
Yeah, in this game, you have been shrunk down to the size of an ant. That's why this game is called Grounded.
Oh, and I can hit view to show a spider preview, by the way, to test that, but I'm not messing with
Colorblind
that.
mode. Highlight objects. Change which objects will be highlighted when you look at them.
I have that set to all because as a low vision person, it makes it easier for me to find things of importance when they are highlighted.
Absolutely.
Colorblind mode. Drop down. None. Currently this shifts some UI elements to one set of distinct colors independent of scabby flavors, but will eventually adjust more based on selected deficiency. Read to me. Toggle. On. When this is enabled, the game will narrate aloud the text content of on-screen elements.
Now, what I'm doing to have it read these descriptions to you guys is hitting in on the right stick.
Yep.
Read to me voice. Drop the installed voice the read to me feature uses.
And there are different options here. It won't change immediately, but once you leave the settings area, it will switch. Or once you leave accessibility, once you save it, it'll switch. I had it set to Sierra, but they have different ones. We can look at those.
Read to me voice. Microsoft James. 10 of 10.
James is the bottom.
Microsoft Linda. Microsoft Richard. 8 of 10.
And it's not reading Mark because that's the highlighted one,
Microsoft Linda. 7 of 10. Microsoft Catherine. 6. Microsoft Zira. 5. Microsoft Susan. 4. Microsoft Hazel. 3. Microsoft David. 2. Microsoft George.
All of the
1 of
English
10.
voices, basically.
Microsoft read to me voice.
It'll go back
Drop down.
to Mark.
Options. Left bumper for previous page. Accessibility adjusts the speed of the interface narrator's
Yeah, you
speech.
can adjust this too, which is really cool.
There's a warning. When you do adjust it, the voice will go tiny. I will now demonstrate.
Yeah.
Read to me speed.
120%.
Oh goodness, he sounds like
He's little.
he's a little Mark.
140%.
Oh my,
160%.
honey, he
140%.
shrunk himself.
120%.
Now he's a teenager.
Yep.
140%.
Now he's about
A
what?
child.
A child.
160%.
That's toddler for you.
That's Chipmunk.
180%.
What's that?
Fast forward.
Oh,
200%.
ah!
180%. 160%. 140%.
Do you want it here?
Yeah,
Okay.
but the
Read to
reason
me
why.
speed. Slider. A4 change. 8 of 16. Options. Left bumper for previous page. Accessibility. Changes what sounds and voices display subtitles.
I think the reason why it does this is because it's trying to give you a representation of what you're supposed to look like.
Ah.
Subtitle text size. Drop down. Large. A4 change. 10 of 16. X4 apply. Y4
actually
discard changes.
sounds a little more
Left trigger
animated
for
that
factory
way.
defaults. Right stick butt background. Toggle. On. A4 toggle. 11 of 16. X4 apply.
Now,
Y4
I
discard
set
changes.
the
Left trigger for
background
factory
for my
defaults.
subtitles
Right stick button
because
to
it
hear
makes
more.
it easier than trying to read it because the text is color is gonna stay constant, and if I were near a light colored object or if it was bright, then I wouldn't be able to see the light colored text of the subtitles. So I always put a background on it so that I have better contrast to be able to read things.
Reticle size. Slider. 1.00. A4 change. 12 of 16. X4 apply. Increase or decrease the size of the reticle to improve readability. Reticle opacity. Slider. 20%. Increase or decrease the opacity of the reticle to improve readability. Chat text to speech. Toggle. On. A4 chat background. Chat speech to text. Toggle. On. A4 toggle. Background. Toggle. On. A4 toggle. 16 of 16. X4 apply.
And
Y4
that's
discard
the-
changes. Left trigger for factory defaults. Right stick button to hear more.
That is the end of the accessibility settings. There are some other settings that I think bear noting.
Audio. 5 of 6. Master controller. 4 of 6. Controller.
In
Audio.
audio settings,
5 of
you
6.
can adjust
Master volume.
the level
Slider.
of your
80%.
of your narrator.
A4 change. 1 of 10.
Of your,
Left trigger for factory
your
defaults.
text-to-speech,
Right stick button to hear more.
and stuff, along with any other type of volume you may want to adjust.
Controller. 4 of 6. Controller. Controller vibration. Toggle. On. A4 toggle. Invert horizontal look. Toggle. Off. A4 toggle. 2 of 1.
There's-
Invert vertical look.
There's
Toggle.
some
Off.
here in
A4 toggle.
controller that,
3 of 100.
could be
Invert
helpful.
horizontal. Invert forward move. Toggle. Off. A4 toggle crouch. Toggle. Toggle sprint. Toggle. Toggle when this is enabled, crouching becomes a toggle rather than a button hold. Toggle
That could be
sprint.
good for those people
Toggle.
who can't hold
On.
buttons.
When this is enabled,
well as
sprinting
sprint
becomes a
option.
toggle rather than a button hold. Level camera on sprint. Toggle. On. A4 toggle. 8 of 184. Left trick. When this is enabled, the camera will automatically level with the horizon when the player begins sprinting.
That is incredibly helpful.
Yes, it is.
Both, from a, and I need to figure out what button sprints because I've had to try to slip away from bugs at times and not been successful at it.
Look sensitivity X. Slider. 27%. A4 look sensitivity Y. Slider.
These were
27%. A4 LS inner dead zone. Slider. 15% LS outer dead zone. Slider. 5% R's inner dead zone. Slider. 15%. R's outer dead zone. Slider. 5%. A4 change. Move. Unbound. A4 select. 1 of 64.
Now,
A4 bind. View button for unbind. Left trigger for factory defaults.
you can set all of these to different things, all the buttons, and it looks like you can have two different buttons set for different things. Like, for example, if you were playing with a controller and, say, a keyboard, you would just have to set them, which we didn't mess with any of these.
Keyboard. 3 of 6. Keyboard. Invert horizontal look. Toggle. Off. Invert vertical look.
Okay, this is
Toggle.
if you're using
Off.
a
Display.
keyboard, so
2 of 6. Depth of field blur. Drop down. Medium. A4 change. This setting adds an effect which blurs the background, similar to a macro photograph. The effect creates separation between foreground and background and enhances the feeling that you are small. Lower settings will reduce the amount of blur and increase clarity of distant objects.
I set this to medium because, again, as a low vision person, I can find the blur uncomfortable to look at for extended periods, but also because, I have difficulty seeing things in a game setting at distance. I want to have as much forewarning as I possibly can, especially if there's a bug coming my way. Although there are a lot of excellent audio cues that there are bugs around, some of which we haven't exactly determined what bugs are making what noises, but you kind of learn what sounds mean danger and what sounds are, oh, this is just a bug walking by that's not going to bother me, as you play.
Gamma. Slider. 38%. A4 chain adjusts the gamma curve to essentially change how dark is dark.
Oh, that's nice to know.
Interesting.
If I were to raise that, then maybe it wouldn't be so dark at night.
Maybe.
Motion blur. Slider. 20%. Adjusts the level of blur applied to moving objects. Higher values add realism to some elements but impact performance.
I have that set lower.
Chromatic aberration. Toggle. Toggle the chromatic aberration effect, which is used sparingly throughout the game, but primarily used for the poison effect in the haze. Toggling this off can improve performance and reduce eye strain.
I don't set that to off because when I see poison stuff, I go the other way. So it helps me to avoid said poison.
Field of view. Slider. 1. Adjusts the angle of your view cone. Seeing more of the world on screen can negatively impact performance. Lower values may make you feel strange. Use with caution. We strongly recommend keeping this at 90.
I have mine set to 100, and I also have it set to third-person view, but we when you start out a new game, you start out in first person, so we're going to leave it there, at least for the purposes of the demonstration.
Yep, and we're about to start us a new save right here.
Game. 1 of 6. Language. Drop down. English/English.
There's just a couple
A4
more
change.
settings
1 of
here. I
5.
just want to make
Auto
sure we
saves.
do everything.
Survival. Player distance. Toggle. On. A4 toggle. 2 of. When enabled, player distance is displayed in the nameplate HUD element.
if that read, it would be more useful. Like, and it might, I don't know if it will read when we're in multiplayer mode because we've never actually played multiplayer yet. I was just experimenting with it in single player.
Language. Drop down. English/English. A4 change.
Anyone who,
1 of 5.
who knows or
Left trigger
speaks
for factory
other
defaults.
languages, they have a
Right stick
lot,
button to hear more.
a lot of options.
Player autosave interval, minutes. Slider. 10. A4
This
change.
is nice.
3 of 5.
If you
Left
want
trigger
to,
for factory defaults.
If,
Right stick
if
button
you
to
get
hear more.
lost and you don't want it to autosave as frequently because you're worried about that sort of thing happening, you can increase the interval for your autosave.
Autosaves. Slider. 3. A4 change. 4 of 5. Left trigger for factory defaults. The number of past autosaves to keep. For each playthrough. Old autosaves will begin to be overwritten once your autosave count has reached this number.
Well, that's neat. I never actually read the description of that one.
Seems to be working quite logically to me on that one.
Yep. And that's it.
Show tutorials.
That's all.
Toggle.
Yep.
Unapplied changes detected. You're about to leave without applying changes you've just made. Would you like to apply them now? A4 yes. Grounded.
I would.
Main menu. Logged in as Vol 4 Life 8657. Main menu. Single player. Button. 1 of 4. Y4 accessibility. X4 change profile.
Again, it read all of those options.
Multiplayer. Button. Single player. Button. 1 of 4. Single player. Continue. Button. New game. Button. Mode selector. Select a game mode. This can be changed at any time.
Here we
Survival.
go.
Medium. Achievements enabled. X4 view mode settings. A4 accept. Right stick button to hear more. Moderate stress level. Manage thirst, hunger, health, and stamina while you fight to survive. Mild. Right stick button to hear more. The yard is a hostile environment, but stats are more forgiving and friendly fire is off. Recommended for first-time visits to the yard.
That's probably what we'll do. That's what I've been playing as, and I've still died a fair few number of times.
Medium. Whoa. Right stick button to hear more.
Yeah, this one's called Whoa!
The most punishing way to live the tiny life. Bugs are tougher, vitals are harder to keep filled, and everything breaks faster. Creative. No bugs. Achievements disabled. Right stick, 0 stress. Craft and explore with no resource management or existential threats. Insects will not be present in the yard. With bugs. Right stick button to hear more. 0 stress. Craft and explore with no resource management or existential threats. Insects will be present but not aggressive towards players.
Now, I may do a playthrough like that at some point, just because then I can figure out where all the things are and come back and try again on the mild thing, because it is not fun getting ambushed by a bunch of giant bugs.
Nope.
Custom. X4 customize. Right stick button to hear more.
Play in your way and customize the settings to your liking. Nice. Again, the customization.
Yeah, the customization on this game is brilliant.
Create. No bugs. Survive. Medium. Mild. Right stick
Alright,
button
so
to hear
shall we
more.
go mild?
Let's do it.
Alright, here we go. Let's see. There's view mode settings with X over A for accept.
Scenario variables. Game mode. Max. Available. A4 pick me.
Now,
1 of 4. Before back. Right bumper for change mode. Menu button for start game. Disabled.
there are 4 different characters. We're going to be able to hear. Little sound bites from them. When I select them, so you can decide who you want to be. If you want to be Pete again, then that's fine. But I'll let you hear the others.
Hey,
Miles.
nice to meet you.
A4 release me.
The name's
Right
Max.
bumper for change mode.
Maxwell
Menu button
Smalls.
for start game. A4 pick me. Willow. Available.
Hey,
A4
I'm
release
Willow.
me. Right bumper for
Branch.
change mode. Menu button for start game. A4 pick me. Pete. Available.
My name's
A4
Peter.
release me.
My friends
Right
call me
bumper for
Pete.
change mode. Menu button for start game. A4 pick me. Hoops.
Alley
A4
hoop.
release me. Right bumper for change mode. Menu button for start game.
She clearly plays basketball. Because her nickname is Alley Hoops.
Mm-hmm.
A4 pick me.
Do you
Right
want
bumper
to be
Pete. Available. A4
Ready for
A4 release me.
adventure.
Right bumper for change mode. Menu button for start game.
Here, let me see if I can get him to say the thing that made me go, okay, I want Pete.
A4 pick
Do you
A4
like
release
role-playing
me.
games?
Right bumper for change mode.
That's
Menu
the
button
one.
for start game.
That is.
Alright, So you can either change mode by hitting right bumper or start game by hitting menu. I'm going to hit menu.
Yard world name. X4 keyboard. A4 accept. B4 cancel. Scenario.
Oops, I meant to name that. We're
You
currently
can't run
loading.
from me, you foul beast! You think you outsmarted me? The mighty Muldoon?
This is what's on the TV
Stay tuned
in
for
the
what happens
house
next
at the
on
moment.
Yoked Girth. Now a word from our sponsor. Kids, are you ready for a new wild and wacky Punch-O fruit flavor? Introducing Apricot. It's a punch to the gut. So stop by, fill up, and make sure you get your Billy Hog hot dog before you jet away.
Good morning, Brook Hollow. Today is October 20, 1990. This is your news. We have a special breaking report. The police department has released information that more local teenagers have gone missing. They were last seen earlier this week, and the only connection between the teenagers is that they are all students at Brook Hollow High School. This could be linked to the disturbing
NC
trend of
Xbox
other possible
Studios,
abductions
which
and
fades
missing
away to
teenagers
Hannah Frost
from our
Living.
otherwise quiet town. If anyone has seen the teenagers
And
or has any other
into a kitchen
information,
area where we
please
see
contact the
a
police
juice
department.
box,
The mayor
and
of Brook Hollow has
a
made a
bowl
curfew
of
into effect for
cereal
anyone under 18 starting tonight.
sitting
Now
on
to
a
other
kitchen
news.
counter.
In the business
We
world,
move outwards towards the kitchen sink. You see a timer, a plant, and the bright sunlight shining through a window as we zoom in on the blinds. We fade through the window. Obsidian something. It's one of the other people who helped make the game, I assume. We zoom in on the grass. Go through a little gap in the fence. And across dirt and rock strewn terrain filled with occasional detritus, including empty drink containers, cans, a baseball, and other items. A tree is above us. A parachute slowly falls with some sort of case attached. We fade to black.
What a cutscene that was.
The case is open.
Mm-hmm.
Investigate surroundings. New objective. Explore your surroundings.
Oh, Pete. Oh, looks like you really stepped in it this time. Just where in the world are you? Hello? Hello?
Oh no.
All right, Pete. Remember your scout training. Step 1, get your bearings.
Left stick for move.
So I'm looking down and you see a case with
A4 jump.
little people-shaped cutouts, and there's also a light in said case.
Left stick
You're
button
also
for run.
That's good to know. You're also in a sort of leafy, grassy area where you can't really see much of anything. I'm moving forward. I'm kind of negotiating my way around some roots, heading towards sunlight. Right now, I can see the monitor
Hey,
that...
a common example of the Formicidae family.
Oh, it's close. Are you going to attack me? Okay. The ant just looked at me like, what are you? And then moved on.
Strange signal. New objective. Locate the source of the
What's
signal.
that? It sounds like a radio signal. It must be
I was
being
heading towards
transmitted
the
from nearby.
mushrooms.
And you got them.
No, I didn't. It displays on the HUD here that we're 57 centimeters from something important. And again, the distance is measured in centimeters, folks. That's how tiny you are.
Yep.
And you know, one of the big things is I don't know if we can get it to tell us how much hunger and thirst you have. And then there's 2 other meters that wrap around those meters, and I don't know what they measure.
Plant fiber.
Oh, plant fiber, huh? Let's back up.
Plant fiber. X4 nab. Hold before trash. You discovered. Plant fiber.
Yes, when you are in first-person view, you don't have to necessarily be pointing at something. I don't
Pebblet.
think.
X4 nab. Hold. You discovered. Pebblet. Plant fiber.
I'm going to be gathering resources as I walk towards that destination.
You discovered. Field station. Grass.
Oh, good.
Grass. Disabled. Grass. Grass.
As we approach, we see a tent with different equipment inside.
Strange signal. Objective complete. Locate the source of the signal. New objective. Use the resource analyzer. Resource analyzer. X4 analyze. ASL terminal. Disabled. X4 offline. Resource analyzer. X4 analyze.
Alright.
Well,
Resource analyzer.
logic dictates
Select
that
a
there
valid
are
resource for
probably more of
analysis.
these stations around.
Backpack.
Maybe
2.
if I keep searching,
Plant fiber.
I'll find some
Common.
clues.
Text block.
Or
Brain power. Plus
someone.
100. Hypothetical results. 3 new recipes. 50. Analyzer charges. 3/3. A4 analyze. X4 brain power unlocks. 30 raw science.
Science.
Now, at the moment, it's not reading what recipes it unlocks, or what recipes it's a component of, but we will show you in the menus where it will show the same information. So I'm hitting A to continue. There's more brain power.
Resource analyzer. Select empty slot. Empty slot. Equipment and hauling. 1. Pebblet. Common. 30 raw science.
More brain power. Alright, that's everything we've collected so far.
Strange
It's been
signal.
analyzed.
Objective complete. Locate D-pad down for open the executables radial to access menu shortcut. Rock bottom. Objective complete. Analyze a pebblet at a resource analyzer. Objective complete. Investigate surroundings. Objective complete. Explore your surroundings. New objective. Look for armed and mini. New objective. Craft a pebblet axe. View button for toggle scabby menu.
And as you can hear, it will give you
Executables.
instructions
Right
based
stick for
on
navigate. A4 select. Toggle player camera.
what you're
First
doing
slash
at the
third
time,
person.
so it is
Right stick for
context
navigate.
sensitive.
Toggle trail slash backpack slash build markers. Open inventory. Right stick for navigate. Open crafting. Right stick for navigate. A4 select. Before close. Photo mode. Right stick for navigate. A4 open map. Right stick for hot deposit nearby storage. Right stick use peeper. Right stick for navigate. A4 select.
Keeper is used
Before close.
for if there's a bug nearby and you want to know what it is. But I'm gonna exit that.
Take
Peeper.
a look.
Right bumper for peep creature. X4 place waypoint. Y4 remove waypoint. Before back. Peeper.
Let's see.
Menu. Paused. Resume. Left bumper for previous page. Inventory. Right
I
bumper for
hit
next page.
the view
2.
button.
Plant fiber. Status. Biometrics. Mutations. 0 out of 2 active. Unknown. Craft. Left trigger for previous tab. Right trigger for next tab. Material resources. Crude rope. Unanalyzed. In backpack. 0. Count item crafted. 0 crafted and equipped. Right stick button to hear more. A textile made of strips of plant fiber. Highly useful in recipes and blueprints. Requires 3. Plant fiber. 2. Available. Used in. Pebblet X.
So, we need to make an axe, so that means we need to find some more plant fiber.
Yep. Let's go see if we can find us some fiber.
Sprig. X4 nab. Auto saving. Sprig. You discovered. Sprig. Plant fiber. X4 nab. Hold before trash.
I'm gonna head back to the resource station.
Resource analyzer. X4 analyze.
Something that would be nice would be if the resource
Resource analyzer.
If the station either had a way for you to route back to it. Now you can respawn when you die, but I don't know that there's a way to reroute back to a place.
Resource analyzer. X4 analyze.
We need to analyze our new item.
Resource analyzer. Select a valid 30 raw science.
Science.
Resource analyzer. X4 analyze.
Alright, now I'm going to go into the crafting menu.
Left bumper for previous page. Craft. Right bumper for next. Crude rope. 1. 1 crude rope crafted. Right stick button to hear more. Plant slurry. 0. Craft at workbench. Right stick button to hear more. A thick paste of blended plant bits. Requires 1. Plant fiber. 0. Available.
I don't know what that's used for. I don't know if it's food or what. But
Map. Craft. Left trigger for previous tab. Right trigger for next tab. Material resources. Plant tools. Pebblet spear. Right stick button. Spiky sprig. Right stick pebblet axe.
you're
Right stick
using
button to hear
up
more.
and down arrows to go through the menu.
A basic chopping tool strong enough to hack into plant material. Requires 3. Sprig. 1. Available. 2. Pebblet. 1. Available. 1. Crude rope. 1. Available.
Alright, so we have our rope. Now,
You discovered. Crude rope.
we need to go find another pebblet and some more sprigs. Now this, the thing that we're coming towards, does
Plant fi-
have... Oh. The thing we're coming towards does have a sound.
You discovered. Mysterious machine. Investigate
Size of that
surroundings.
thing.
Objective complete.
It's
Explore your
probably the
surroundings.
size of a
Objective complete.
bathroom.
The mysterious machine. New objective. Investigate the mysterious machine. A little slurp. New objective. Find water.
No, I'm not gonna drink that one.
Hold X for slurp nasty water.
No, no, no. You will find something else to drink. Let's investigate our machine, shall we? Since I'm right here. So I'm walking around the machine trying to find a way up to the top area. And there's something that I just walked on. I'm walking past this little thing with wires wrapped around it as part of the machine. And now I see P1, P2, and P3. Each with what looks like a little speaker above it. And here
X4
are
push.
2 buttons. One says activate, that's a dark.
X4 push.
And this is target. And that's the one that's flashing and making that noise. Shall we push the button?
Let's see what happens when we push the button.
The mysterious machine.
Killed the tiny
Objective
beast.
complete. Investigate the mysterious machine.
Looks like this thing hooks up with
Grounded
those
for
lasers.
repairs. New objective.
I don't
Unblock the
think
obstructed
that works
laser.
Properly.
New objective.
Seems like the
Find
machine
what's
needs
weakening one of the
all three
lasers.
lasers to function. Maybe there's a way to fix them?
Find what's weakening one of the lasers. I'm currently investigating the different,
There's some electrical things going on here.
well, that one's the only one, this one right here, is the only one that has electricity at that point. The rest of them... I'm gonna go back up top and get that over. Because I was in the inner area of the machine. Because honestly, I forgot to jump when I was going to the central plate. But I was taking the opportunity to look around. So, climbing back up this yellow-orange thing. But I don't know what it is. Nothing here. There's the dial. Science. Power. And something else that, with all these other dials and things, if you look at it, it would be nice if it read to you what it said. Even if it wasn't necessarily something that was, like, important right away. So, remember how it said P1, P2, and P3? One of them is flashing, one of them is solid, and one of them is completely dark.
Wow.
So it must be plate 1, plate 2, and plate 3.
Tower to
Ow!
nav, say intentions. Your
Ow,
flight path is not
indeed.
cleared.
It was a fly or something.
A fly that bit you.
Did you hear what he said? Your flight path. I'm sorry about something intentions. Your flight path
Is
is
not clear. Yes.
Well, we can always leave this particular thing till later. I'm gonna go back to looking for more sprigs.
And sprigs are useful for?
I need to make an axe for chopping grass.
Ah, yes. A grass chopper.
Plant fiber. X4 nav.
She's walking around here.
But, I get lost and
Plant
I can,
fiber.
See what I'm doing.
But it will tell you when you approach something and how to interact with it, which is great.
Yes. But I don't think there's a way to get back to...
Where you once were.
Sprig.
Yeah.
X4 nav.
There's one.
Pebble. Pebble. Disabled.
I can't...
Right trigger for bust.
And I can't do anything with it right now because we don't have a hammer.
Nope.
Plant fiber. Sprig. X4. Pebblet. Pebblet.
I do believe we needed 2 of those.
Curious. Ophidoidea.
Oh, it's an aphid.
Auto saving.
Let's go back.
Left bumper for previous page. Craft. Right bumper for next page. Left trigger for previous tab. Right trigger for next tab. Tools. Pebblet X. In backpack, Pebblet X. 1. 1 Pebblet X crafted. Right stick button to hear more.
I could have also hit X to craft this.
Armed and
but
mini.
I forgot.
Objective complete. Craft a Pebblet X. V button for toggle stabby menu.
Inventory. There it is. Let's see. How do I do that again? Equip.
You discovered. Pebblet X.
And how do you equip an item?
Hit X.
Sprig. X4 nab.
It said
Hold
so
B4
earlier.
trap. Left trigger for you can block attacks while you have a weapon equipped. Time it right to perform a perfect block.
That's useful information, but it's hard to time it when
Plant fiber. X4 nab. Hold B4 trap.
attacked.
Definitely.
Plant fiber. X4. Sprig. 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 Sprig.
Now, it used to say
Grass.
before we equipped
Right trigger
this,
for chop.
it would say that we couldn't cut anything down. But we could now. But I'm not going to chop anything here.
Sprig.
Looking around, because I can hear the bugs, but they don't seem to be attacking, so I'm just going to leave them be.
Sprig.
Not
Sprig.
at this point.
X sprig.
Some
X4
do,
nab.
some don't.
Hold B. Mushroom. Plant. Mushroom. 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 X4 nab. Hold X4 consume. Hold B4 trash. You discovered. Mushroom.
Worse than my mom's Brussels sprouts.
Oh,
Plant fiber. Mushroom. Plant fiber. X4 nab. Mushroom. X4 nab. Hold X4 consume. Hold B4 trash.
Hi, whatever you are.
Consulting
Peep
Detective
peeper.
Weevil,
Right
hot on
bumper
the
peeper.
trail.
Right bumper for peep creature.
He's got a nose
X4 place
for the
waypoint.
truth.
Y4 remove way peeper. Right bumper for peep creature. X4 place waypoint. Y4 remove waypoint. B4 back.
Where did Weevil go? Oh well, it went away.
yep.
Peeper. Right bumper. Peeper. Right bumper for peep creature. X4 place waypoint. Y4 remove waypoint. B4 back. Peeper. Grass. Right trigger for chop. Aphid honeydew. Aphid honeydew. X4 nab. Hold X4 consume. Hold B4 trap. Grass. Grass. Right trigger for chop. Sprig. X4 nab.
So I just ate the aphid honeydew, which is apparently very sweet.
Sprig. Clover.
Clover.
Clover. Right trigger for chop.
It's
Build
getting
shelter.
quite late.
New objective.
I
Build a
should
lean-to.
construct some shelter
D-pad
and
up
get
for
some
toggle
sleep.
construction radial. You unlocked recipe. Lean-to. D-pad up for you can place building blueprints without having the needed resources in your backpack. First place where you want them to be and fill in the resources after. Clo- Clo- Clover. Right trigger for chop.
I smashed it.
Mm-hmm.
Clover. Right trigger for chop. Clover. Right trigger for chop. Clover. Right clover. 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 Right trigger for chop.
There.
Clover leaf. X4 nab. You discovered. Clover leaf. Clover. Right trigger for chop. Clover. Right trigger for chop. Clover leaf. Clover leaf. Plant fiber. X. Clover. Clover leaf.
Alright, I'm gonna head us back to the resource station.
Dry grass. Right trigger for
Nothing wrong
chop.
with that.
Sprig. X4 nab. Hold B. Tier 2. Mushroom. Mushroom. X4 nab. View button for you picked up a mushroom. You can eat consumable items via the inventory menu. Mushroom. X4 nab. Tier 2. Toadstool. Plant fiber.
Okay.
Sprig. Clover. Plant fiber. Clover. Right trigger for chop. Plant fiber. X4 nab. Clover. Right trigger for chop. Clover. Clover. Right trigger for chop. Clover. Plant fiber. X4 nab. Hold B4 trash.
Ow. Ow.
Clover. Right trigger. Plant fiber. X4 nab. Hold B4. Clover leaf. Plant. Clover leaf. Plant fiber. Sprig. X4 nab. Hold X4 slurp nasty water.
Nope.
Hold X4 slurp nasty water.
Let's get
Plant
away
fiber.
from there.
Plant fiber. X4 nab. Hold B4 trash. Pebblet. Grass. Grass.
I think that's just one of the weavers that's not gonna bother us. Those little
Tier 2.
those little
Mushroom.
baby noises and
X4
heavy
nab.
noises.
Mushroom.
Heavy
X4 nab.
footsteps.
Mushroom.
Hello, Ant. Goodbye, Ant.
Sprig.
Yes.
Dewdrop. X4.
Don't
A little
even need to
slurp.
boil it.
Objective complete. Find water. You discovered. Dewdrop. Pebblet. Grass. 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 Grass.
To give you guys an idea of the
Grass.
size of these,
Nose.
Mushroom.
you have
X4
you
nab.
have-
Hold X4
you have
consume.
to chop
Grass.
grass.
Grass. Grass.
Like you're walking through
Dry-
a forest of grass.
Dry grass.
Here's the whole rack.
Auto saving.
And snow hay.
Sprig. X4 net. Clover. Sprig. Plant. Sprig. Clover. Right trigger for clover. Right trigger for chop. Left bumper for status. Biometric. Craft. Map. Group. U. Places. Overlays. A4 center on entry. X4 zoom in. Y4 zoom out. Right trigger for toggle HUD marker.
So, here's one of the places where it's not as helpful. Because, while I can move over these map items, they're not being read, and I have to move over them with the stick. With the cursor. Granted, for me, it has excellent contrast. I'll place a waypoint.
Light it up. New objective. Craft a torch. View button for toggle scabby menu. You unlocked recipe. Torch. Sprig. X4 net. Grass. Sprig. Sprig. Plant fiber. Plant fiber. Grass.
I'm not grabbing them all because I was focusing on walking.
Sprig.
Alright.
Grass. Right trigger for
We're back here at the research station, which again, if it had
Resource
a
analyzer.
or if you
X4
could
analyze.
Auto walk to the research station.
That would be a huge
if
help.
that you had already found. That would be excellent.
Absolutely, but you can't auto walk to places.
resource analyzer. Select a valid 6. Clover leaf. Hypothetical results. 6 new recipes. 50. A4 analyze. X4 brain power unlocks. 30 raw science.
Science.
Ooh, level up.
Awesome.
Can make pebbly axe, crude road.
Resource 5. 30 raw science. Resource analyzer. X4 analyze. Left bumper for previous page. Map, quests. Incomplete. Map. Group. Craft. Left trigger for previous tab. Right trigger for next tab. Tools. Pebble. Gear. Clover hood. Consumables. Fiber bandage. Storage and utilities. Roasting spit. A4 place lean-to. A4 place blueprint. Right stick button to hear more.
Working on getting that lean-to crafted.
Yep. So, you maneuver the blueprint until you can place it, and you'll, let's see.
Which has to be done with one of the sticks, I'm sure.
Yes, but you can also adjust it, like rotate it, by using the triggers, like until you can do it. I wish there was a sound for if you could craft or not,
Yeah,
or if
there-
you could place or not.
Yeah, there's no sound to indicate what's a
I
good
can
spot.
see the color change. Yeah. Let's see.
What happens if you try and craft something in a bad spot?
Let
Will
me
it-
try left bumper to snap to grid.
Nope, nothing.
Now, how do I place you again? Places.
Lean-to. X4 build. Hold X4 super build. Y4 relocate. B4 cancel.
And he is currently crafting.
Build shelter. Objective complete. Build a lean-to. D-pad
There
up
you
for
go.
toggle construction radial. Settling in. New objective. Set your respawn point at your lean-to. 2042. Wake at 6 o'clock. A4 sleep to morning. X4 set respawn point. Before close.
I set the respawn point. Now we'll sleep till morning.
Do we want to
00.
end
Colon.
this particular
00.
here as the review and wrap up the review?
I want to show them one more.
Settling in.
One more set
Objective
of menus
complete.
first.
Set your respawn view button for you can see your respawn point as well as other discovered landmark. A small snack. New objective. Find and eat some food.
A small snack indeed, considering how small you are.
Now, I do not like that it interrupts itself because we missed out on vital information.
Yep, and there's no way to replay it.
I'm gonna move away from lean-to. But I put it right
Lean-to.
next to
Lean-to.
the
X4 use. Y4 relocate. Hold B4 recycle.
and recycle that just deconstructs it and you can gather its resources. But we will whenever we die, we'll respawn right here next to the station.
Good place to spawn.
You can also
Lean-to.
respawn
X4 use. Y4 relocate.
specifically at
Hold B4
the
recycle.
station. But one of the thing I was going to
Left
show
bumper
you,
for previous page. Craft. Right bumper for next page. Left trigger for previous tab. Right trigger for next tab. Map. Group. Quests. In data. Left trigger for previous tab. Stuff. OS. Scabby OS. Scan data. Left trigger for previous tab. Stuff.
Did
Right
you
trigger for
say
next tab.
Scabby OS?
Products.
Yes.
OS.
Oh my.
Scabby OS. Scanner bracelet. Registered person. Pete. Day 1. Scabby flavor scheme. Day mode. Scabby classic. A4 select. Turns on at dawn.
Yeah. They're being monitored. This is an experiment.
Yes.
Data. Left trigger for previous tab. Stuff. Right trigger for next tab. Products. Scabby. X4 inspect. Right stick button to hear more. The Scabby is a cutting-edge biomonitoring scanner bracelet system in a familiar wristwatch form factor. The device appears to also send and receive FM stereo signals. Scabby user manual. X4 inspect. A tattered manual filled with instructions for interacting with the Scabby on your wrist, plus a lot of oddly specific information about yard survival. Shortcuts to the manual are found on the pause and death screens.
Huh?
Ah!
Quests. Incomplete. Grounded for repair. Map. Group. U. Craft. Left trigger for previous tab. Right trigger for next tab. Store
It's on
status.
this
Biometrics. Mutation. Craft. Left trigger for previous tab. Consumables. Fiber bandage. Unanalyzed. Gear. Clover hood. Tools. Pebblet spear. Material resources. Crude rope. Natural resources. Pebblet.
Right, natural
Analyzed.
resources.
Right stick button to hear more.
This is where you can find out what you can use to craft, what you can use certain things to craft. So, for example, let's see, how do I get it set?
Plant fiber. Pebblet. 0. Right stick button to hear more. A nugget of hard-packed pebble dust. Not very good as a handheld tool, but can stun on impact when thrown. Used in Pebblet spear. Pebblet axe. Pebblet hammer. Roasting spit.
And two others that you haven't discovered yet.
Plant fiber. 10. Right stick button to hear more. A flexible strip of fiber useful for weaving and binding. Used in crude rope. Fiber bandage. Crude rope. Plant slurry. Pebblet spear. Trail marker.
And something else that we haven't
Sprig.
discovered yet.
14. A light, supple sprout for crafting and construction. Used in Pebblet spear. Pebblet axe. Spiky sprig. Plant fiber. Torch. Pebblet hammer. Clover shin guards. Trail marker. Roasting spit. Sprig fence. Lean-to. Clover table. Sap. Unanalyzed. 0. Right stick button to hear more.
Now, see, we can even find things that we've never found.
Dewdrop. Right stick button to hear more. Pure bubble of water.
That's all it says.
Dry grass chunk. Red ant part. Right stick button. Dry grass chunk. Right thistle needle. Right stick button to hear mushroom. Clover leaf. 3. Right stick button to mushroom. 6. Right stick button aphid honeydew. 0. Right stick button to hear more.
So yeah, this is how you can find, other information about the different
Status.
things that you can
But
use.
craft. D. COR. Clover table. Storage and utilities. D. COR. Clover table.
Oh,
A4 place blueprint. Storage and utilities. Roasting spit. A4 place consumables. Fiber bandage. Gear. Clover hood. Resistance. 2.5%. Craft at workbench. Right stick button to hear more.
So our next thing would be to make a workbench, but I'm not going to go through all that right now. I think we have, commented on everything. There might be a way to get it to navigate to places, but that particular bit of information got interrupted.
And we have not found out a way to make it navigate to places. So I want to start out by saying the good about
X4
what
use.
Xbox
Y4
has done
relocate.
in this game.
And I'm going to go ahead and exit.
Yeah, go ahead and exit. I want to say about the good. Xbox Studios took great care to make
Menu.
sure that
Paused.
menu narration
Survival guide. A4 save.
maybe doesn't read
A4 load.
everything,
Options. Game settings.
but
A-
it
give up.
reads
A4
almost
select.
everything.
Game repair. A4 select.
Comparing
Quit.
this
A4
to-
select.
Hang on, babe.
Button.
Let me let this
9 of 9. Quit to main menu. A save will be made for you upon. Grounded. Main menu. Press any button.
Okay, now go ahead, love.
Comparing this to a game like Minecraft, where if you try to explore your inventory or your recipes or anything like that, Minecraft is not going to read it. It's not even going to tell you that you have empty slots. It will just say 1 of 12, 1 of 10, 1 of 6, 2 of 5, something like that. It doesn't give you any useful information at all. Xbox Studios went and fixed that and made menu narration and game narration quite a powerful tool in this game, as has been demonstrated in this review. The thing that I don't like about this game is that if you are totally blind, playing it is going to be very hard, if not impossible. And
Because once you find something, you won't be able to find it again.
Yep. And there's no easy way to auto-navigate because you're in a giant open world, essentially.
Well, there's lots of grass and stuff that you could get stuck by.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just like in any other game where there's a lot of terrain obstacles.
And there's no traversal assistance in this game.
Yes.
All in all, I would say for an overall accessibility experience, I'll give it, say, 6 out of 10. Because even for low vision players, there's a lot of stuff here. The adjustable subtitles.
I would say more than 6. I'd say more like
7
maybe
out of 10.
7 or 8.
I'll say 7 out of 10.
7, yeah.
7 out of 10. Lots of adjustable options. The arachnophobia option is good.
And and some of the button things to make it easier for people, perhaps with motor difficulties to play.
Yeah, but the thing that really makes it from being a 10 out of 10 is the lack of traversal assistance and navigational assistance in navigating this game. It is available on Game Pass, so if you want to pick it up and give it a spin, you will find it in your Game Pass app.
It's intended to be a cooperative game, and we just haven't tested it out in multiplayer. It could be interesting to do. We may nudge some of our, if there's interest, nudge some of our Xbox people, like maybe the Forgotten 013, and maybe she might be interested in maybe playing with us a little bit.
Well, that concludes this accessibility review of Grounded, conducted by myself and the lovely Coziest Koala 306.
Yep.
So we'll be signing off, and we may return to streaming this game, or we may stream something else.
Yep.
And this game, again, is made by Xbox Studios.
Oh, and the other main thing is the map.
Yes.
The map.
The map does not read at all.
Like, and it's simple. With all the things this reads, it needs to read the map.
If it reads everything else, it needs to read the map that you're looking at. It's very similar in accessibility to Minecraft Dungeons, I think.
If you could do this, if it could read the map, and if you could place a waypoint, like let's say you were on the map and you wanted to go back to the resource station, or to the, that's what it's called, right?
Yes,
Research station.
Research station, yes.
If you wanted to go back to the research station, so you select that, and and you set a waypoint using the appropriate keystroke or controller command, and then you exit your map. So then, if it would say such and such centimeters to waypoint, or even just such and such centimeters, and then you move, and it would either increase or decrease. Now, granted, that wouldn't necessarily give you the safest path to your destination.
Yeah, you'd have to make that path yourself.
But at least you would know you were heading in the right direction.
Absolutely. But all in all, conclusions are it's a solid 7 out of 10 overall. I recommend again picking this up in the Game Pass area of your App Store or your Microsoft Store and giving it a go.
But accessibility-wise, for me at least, it's been a pleasure, though those areas would make it easier for me. However, I will point out from a low vision perspective that I was able to see the marker and see very clearly how much distance there was between me and the place that I had set, the marker that I had set, and that was helpful. Now, I don't know if the trail markers would make a difference, but I hadn't crafted them yet, so I wouldn't know.
Again, a solid find, and overall, definitely for
It
low
was
vision
surprising.
players. Yeah, it was very surprising. Hats off to Xbox Studios. Hope to see more titles with improvements in the future.
Now, they might be working on it actively, so if they are, then I hope someone sees this video and could maybe make those adjustments to make it more playable for blind players who are very interested in this game.
Absolutely.